Well, new details surrounding an officer-involved shooting that happened this past January in Quincy.
2 officers had responded to a disturbance and tried to de-escalate the situation by using a taser on 49-year-old Donald Hibbard. Hibbard fired at QPD officer Matthew Hermsmeyer and hit him in the arm. Then, in an attempt at self-defense, the other officer involved, Gabriel Vandermaiden, fired 2 rounds, killing Hibbard. A release from the Adams County State's Attorney's Office today stated no charges will be filed against Vandermaiden. It said the shooting was justified based on evidence from body cam footage and eyewitness statements.
There was a victim of the incident of domestic violence that was going on, and her son. Both of them gave statements.
Ultimately, were satisfied with the decision from his office. It's important that the Illinois State Police had the opportunity to conduct a thorough investigation of what happened. Transparency in law enforcement is the key to ensuring that officers are held accountable.
Farha says the toxicology report they'd been waiting on showed Hibbard had been under the influence of cocaine, morphine, and THC at the time of the incident.